All right, here we go. It's another exciting edition of Talking Scheetz with Baillie and Chris in studio for the first time in a couple of weeks.
Yeah, you know, it's nice to be back. It's nice to be warm in the furnace room. It feels good. It feels comfortable.
I'd rather be in Mexico, but okay.
Well, you're leaving again soon, so you'll be fine.
Thanks for the reminder.
Even when we got nothing to talk about, there's nowhere I'd rather be. 'Cause there's something about you and me just sitting around talking Scheetz.
Oh, Talking Scheetz. There's Dan Davidson with the song that's taking over the world. Well, at least our 8-month-old baby Leona's world.
Yeah, it is. I've said this in the podcast before. I said that Pink Pony Club by Chapel Roan was her favorite song and Talking Scheetz was number 2. I think that Talking Scheetz has become her favorite song officially now.
How do you know?
Well, I know because when I'm editing this podcast, I take my headphones off every time I'm editing the song and putting the song in because I know she wants to listen to it. And she started to do this thing where she's laying on the ground, just playing with her toys or whatever. She hears do-do-do-do, the beginning of the song. She stops everything. She drops her toys. She looks up with the biggest smile and she starts to shake her booty on the ground.
Yeah.
She's doing a little bit of a twerk.
And she's got a big baby booty.
Well, she does. Everything about her is...
I mean, she's got a diaper too, but she's got a big baby booty, but she gets that sucker like you can get more than a credit card underneath her. Like,
oh yeah, she's going up and down, up and down. It is the cutest thing ever. We'll post it, but it is the Talking Scheetz makes her twerk.
I actually texted the video of it to Dan Davidson. He never got back to me. I don't know if he was disturbed by it or what. I don't know. But
she's definitely the first human to twerk to a Dan Davidson song.
yeah. He gets him young. He gets him young. All right. Well, it's great to be in studio. We're just trying to figure everything out. We had just a heck of a time getting this thing going today.
Yeah.
Your dog.
Honey.
Oh, my gosh. The French Bulldog. She gets down here. She doesn't want to not be down here. But when
she wants to be involved with
But when she's down here, she just wants to eat me. Like literally eat me.
Well, she wants to fight your feet. For some reason, something about Studio Chris makes her mad.
She comes in the room and she just got this stare on. And again, we get along really good. Like
I don't know. It's something of this room makes her a demon.
Oh man.
Yeah, as I'm talking here, and if you're watching this on YouTube, I have dog hair on my lips because I've been dealing with her this whole time. There's dog hair stuck to my lipstick, and I'm covered in dog hair. Yeah,
I'm wearing Birkenstocks if you're watching this, and I
don't know if you want to put those feet on TV.
I think they're bleeding. She's starting to draw blood like a vampire.
You know, they say no feet for free. Like you shouldn't show your feet online because like you can sell feet pics.
Oh,
Some
okay.
people, yours, people will not buy. So you know your feet are allowed to be exposed for free.
I'm losing a big toenail, and it's ugly. When you're losing
gross.
a big toenail, it's real ugly. And my my daughter-in-law Helen, she just as soon as I show her my feet, she like starts to like literally like something's gonna come up.
Yeah, well, it's gross. I don't blame her. I feel like you should be on a sock mandate for a while. You shouldn't let those dogs out.
Oh,
Honey needed to go out, and your dogs might need to go out eventually, too.
The problem with Honey is she needs to go to the farm. That's what we used to call it on the farm when a dog needed to go to the farm. But she's on the farm, so I'm so confused what we need to do with that dog. But
she just needs to stay out of the studio, I guess.
As our pet expert said, her name was
Kristen McKenna.
Thank you. Yes, she definitely needs puppy Prozac.
Yeah, we're working on that.
Okay,
we're working on it. They've started us on some natural stuff first.
Okay.
Which I knew wasn't going to work. But
I'm like, jump over that natural stuff. Let's get her to the point where I don't have to worry about my toes.
The problem about Sweet Honey though is that like to an outsider, she's a good girl.
Very good girl.
Very sweet.
Yep.
She's only evil to the people she knows and loves most.
It's weird.
So it's very hard to explain it to somebody who just sees her when she's sitting there with her puppy dog eyes being all perfect.
Yeah.
It's only once she loves you does she kind of make you hurt.
Yeah.
It's kind of sick, but
it's really sick. I love her. There's not many things I love more than Honey, but
no. When you're listening to this episode, it will be, if you listen to it as soon as it comes out, which we hope you do.
Yeah.
It's Easter Monday.
It is.
And we call our Sweet Honey, because of her big ears, we call her the Easter Honey, like
right.
the Easter Bunny.
Yes.
Because she looks a little bit like an Easter bunny hopping along back there. There are good things about her.
She must think my toes are eggs, or I don't know what's going on.
She's a little bit of a demonic Easter bunny. Yeah.
Hopefully everybody had a great Easter.
Yeah.
By the time this is out, Kara and I will be safely in Tokyo, Japan, which is just, it's crazy because we're doing this a few days before we leave. and I can't even imagine. There's so much going on in our lives right now, but the trip's going to be incredible. But we're going to miss Easter, which is unfortunate. But you know what? This is the Easter to miss with our granddaughter, because she has no idea it's Easter.
She doesn't know anything. Well, she does know some things. Sorry. She doesn't know anything about Easter.
No, she knows about food.
She knows about food. She knows about dancing.
Yeah, twerking. She knows.
She
about,
loves to twerk a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah.
She knows. What else does she know?
The
dogs.
iPhones are her friend.
Well, yeah, FaceTime is her favorite thing,
Yeah.
and she loves dogs.
But she does not. She's not aware of
Easter.
Easter.
No. I've had people ask me like what I'm putting in Leona's first Easter basket, if I'm doing an Easter egg hunt with her.
Yeah.
The answer is I'm not doing anything with her until she knows what's going on. I'm taking this time.
Right.
I'm saving up my energy.
As is the Easter Bunny.
Yes.
You know, if there's kids listening, as is the Easter Bunny. The Easter Bunny says, "Hey, you know what? This little kid doesn't know I'm coming, so I'm gonna just blow by that house and go to the next house in North Glenora."
Of course, until you can eat a mini egg,
Right.
the Easter Bunny's not coming, is my opinion.
I feel like she could eat a mini
well,
egg.
she could eat a mini egg, but she shouldn't.
No, exactly. Okay, I feel like Grandpa's going to give her a mini egg at some point here very soon. But so you're saying no Easter for a baby that's 8 months old?
Oh, well, she's going to have a celebration. We're
Yeah.
going to go celebrate with family, not her grandparents, of course.
No.
In Tokyo.
Right.
She might have an Easter FaceTime
Right.
with her grandparents. No, she can celebrate Easter, but I'm just not going to buy her anything. And the Easter Bunny isn't going to buy her anything either because
Right.
she has no idea.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm all for that.
Yeah.
Granddad approves because Granddad is cheap. Dun-dunk, dun-dunk,
Every
dun-dunk.
day is Easter when you're getting new toys from grandma and grandpa and your family and Amazon. She's fine.
I feel like that. Speaking of the toy that she got for Easter, I do a shout out to our buddy Kelly from United Sport and Cycle.
That's my Easter present.
Yeah. It's like a running / super duper stroller. As producer Renato said, it's nicer than my car, not nicer than the Trailhawk from Jeep.
Of course
and
not.
Londonderry
Our
Dodge.
older car.
But your older car, it's nicer than the Elantra.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. It is a stunning. For some context for maybe our journey is that I used to run a lot prior to having her.
Right.
We've talked about this on the podcast before. If you've listened to it, I've been having a slow journey getting back into exercise because of physio and a bunch of things. Having a baby is crazy, but I've been back to running. I'm doing a program called Baby to 5K.
Right.
Which you've heard of Couch to 5K.
Okay.
Baby to 5K is crazier because not only have you been sitting on the couch, but you also birthed a human.
Right.
And it's a slow program from my physiotherapist that basically gets you back into running. So I've been doing that and it's going well. And so I've been very excited at the prospect of running with Leona because coordinating my runs around her and her day and making sure she's napping or whatever is a pain. It'd be way more fun to bring her.
Yeah.
Which is something that you used to do with me.
Exactly. No disrespect to you postpartum, and no disrespect to me post whatever I'm posting right now. I used to run a ton, like 2 marathons, and when you were born, I was in the middle of like running 10K a day, and your mom was working during the day, and so I was working in the evenings. So what am I going to do? I want to run, and literally I started with the cheap stroller that we have, like just the little wheels on both sides, and wore the wheels off that sucker in about 2 days. And so then we got I remember it was like a Fisher Price. It was Fisher Price, and it was a running stroller with a front wheel and the 2 back wheels, and you would get in that thing, and we would just rip, and we ripped every day for months and months and months and months, and so now it makes sense that now you're going to get an opportunity to do that. I didn't go through postpartum after your mom had you, so it was pretty easy for me to start back into running once you were born. It's more challenging for you in a lot of different levels, but now you got the super duper stroller.
Yeah, it's the Tool Chariot.
It's called a Tool. I don't know how to pronounce it.
I think it's or Thule.
Thule?
Maybe
I think
it's Thule.
a Thule makes more sense.
My producer doesn't know, so that's not. I think it's Thule.
But this thing comes with wheels. You can pull it behind a bike. You could get skis for it, so you can actually take it cross country skiing, which I can't even imagine. But whatever.
Yeah, if you're a skier, sure.
Teach
but
their own.
I am very excited to be able to bring her, go out in the sunshine. She's gonna love it.
Yeah.
She's gonna love cruising around.
Oh gosh, yeah.
Yeah, very excited. So once the Baby to 5K is done, the baby comes with me for the 5K.
Right. All right. Well, shout out to Kelly for helping hook us up.
Setting us up.
Yeah.
He thought at first that it was for you.
Yes.
To pull Leona with your bike because you're a big biker.
Right.
I love you.
Yeah.
And I think that you're a great grandfather.
Yeah.
I would not hitch my daughter behind your bike.
No. no.
You aren't the most cautious bike rider.
I would never pull her. Not in the country. No, no. I wouldn't. I wouldn't pull her in the city. I wouldn't pull her in the country. No. Grandpa can't do that.
No.
We went to Babies R Us recently, and you and Kara were off doing some shopping. So it was Leona and I, and there was those little cars, like kind of little car.
Yeah, like the ones you push with your feet.
Car mobiles, right?
Yeah.
And so I thought, you know what? She can slide into this sucker.
The box says 3+. Why not put the 7-month-old in the car?
She was in it safely for a long time until her little Fred Flintstone feet bucked her out of it.
She loved it.
She got bucked out of it, like slid out the bottom of it, and then I'm like, oh no! And I
ran over herself.
Well, I rolled the car off of her. And she's just looking up at me, smiling, and I'm like, "Oh gosh, Grandpa's not going to get any more supervised time with his granddaughter."
Yeah, but she's a tough one.
Yeah,
So she was fine.
she was good with it.
You guys were crazy in Babies R Us. Mom and I were shopping, and every time we saw you, you were doing something new. You were in a stroller. You were playing feet piano. She was in a car. You had a good time.
I had a couple of moments too at Babies R Us. It's not the lady's fault at all, because Leona, you know, boy, girl, whatever. It's really hard to tell at this stage. But she says, "Oh my gosh, that's a big little boy you got there, Daddy."
You're like, oh boy.
I said, actually, it's a girl, but I didn't want to correct her on two things. I didn't want to say I'm the grandpa.
So you just owned up to
I'm
it.
like, yeah, that she's a girl and I'm the dad. I don't know.
This is actually a good time to talk about the fact that when you have a kid, you do secretly, especially when you're the one that like carries it and births it, you do secretly hope that it looks a little bit like you.
Right.
And you hope that that's kind of the general consensus.
Yeah.
Leona came out, in my opinion, a split of Renato and I. And I think that that's great. There's definitely a lot of me in her.
Yeah.
But the general consensus from people that we see and run into, people on Instagram, I have heard, I would say about 100 times now in 8 months, she looks exactly like your dad. Which was not something that I ever predicted happening.
Or wanted.
It is not a great feeling. It is crazy how many people have told me that she looks exactly like you. So the lady at Babies R Us she was just, I guess she was one of them.
She put 2 and 3 together.
Yeah.
I you know what? I'm honestly honored that she looks like her grandpa. I hope it changes, and it will. You looked a lot like me when you were born.
Yeah.
You came around and you look a lot like your mom now. So
you both have a bit of a receding hairline. I think that's
it's the cheeks.
It's the cheeks and the hair.
It's the cheeks. It's the cheeks for us. I would suggest. So
there are worse things to be compared to, but it's just resounding consensus is that my daughter looks like you.
You don't, It's like, oh my gosh, she's beautiful. She looks just like her grandpa. That is so weird.
It's not something that you hear often. It really isn't.
Easter egg hunts. You remember them as a kid?
Yes, you and Mom, and that's what I'm really looking forward to with Leona and the Easter Bunny, working alongside the Easter Bunny, of course. To do like elaborate Easter egg hunts and things like that. You guys went pretty hardcore.
Yeah.
I remember some tough hunts.
Yeah.
And I distinctly remember one time following the little eggs, looking for our baskets, and it was way up in a tree.
Yeah.
So that's a lot of fun.
I had no idea the bunny could climb.
Well, they can hop.
But he could climb. He climbed.
Do we know that the Easter Bunny is a man? A he?
Oops.
Are we gendering the Easter Bunny?
He's a he, him. I don't know.
I don't know what the pronouns of the Easter Bunny are. We know that they're a magical creature, and they one time put our basket up in the tree.
Let's just say they for fun.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, that's fair.
Okay.
I don't know.
I apologize. I assumed the Easter Bunny was a guy.
See, in my mind, it is a girl.
Oh no, I've never thought that.
I don't know. Maybe it's like the pink little. I
think
really
the
know
Tooth
what they
Fairy.
look like.
Okay, Tooth Fairy.
Woman, for sure. Santa Claus man.
Man.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
The Easter Bunny?
Yeah.
You're right. I don't I don't know.
Jesus, man.
Hey, there's some conversations about Ariana Grande has a song called God is a Woman. I don't know.
Well, that very well could be, but I'm pretty sure Jesus wasn't.
Jesus is a man. Yes.
God definitely. I don't know.
We're getting on a slippery slope.
Let's just call God a they as well. Okay.
Oh my God. We're cutting this part out.
No, we're not. Bailey, no. See, you can't cut this part out. That's fine. We're all good.
I feel like we should not be offending Jesus on Easter.
We're not offending Jesus. He's the reason for the season. My goodness.
Okay.
Roll away the stone. Okay. Easter. Awesome. Okay.
We love Easter and the bunny and everyone involved.
Can we just Old Rugged Cross, truly one of the greatest songs on the planet. Brad Paisley's version, Google it. It's as good as it gets.
Yeah.
I love the gospel songs.
Yeah.
Do you not know I love the gospel
You,
songs?
yeah. We've been to church many times together, and I would prefer to sit away from you.
Yeah.
But I'm in a better spot than the people in front of you
Yeah.
because you project.
Yes.
You project when it comes. It's very nice to be able to sing and
Yes.
things like that, but you really you perform.
On a hill far away. And the problem is, I think I know all the lyrics, and then I mess some up, and then sometimes with my ADHD, I'm not reading them well. And so, but
The writing is very small in those books.
I love, like, I don't love funerals, but I love the fact that our Scheetz family, my dad's family, all sing at funerals. Like a group of people sing at the funerals, and it's like the Scheetz family choir. And I get to go up there, and you've heard it.
Oh yeah, it's pretty good.
It's not bad.
Yeah.
And I'm like, someday I got to sing in a choir, because I unfortunately we only do it when somebody in the family has passed on. But I just, yeah, it's fun to sing in a choir for me.
Maybe we need to do it in like a celebratory setting at some point.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Like a Scheetz family performance.
Normally weddings, they don't ask for it for some reason.
There's a reason that it's the person that you're honoring can't tell you to stop. Is
Yeah.
Why you do it at a funeral.
Exactly.
They
They're not
can't
telling
ask-
you to stop. Yeah, exactly. So,
But it is really nice.
yeah.
And you're loud, but there's other family members in your. The Scheetz is like to sing.
I come from a loud, colorblind family. Okay. And there's other things, but we'll leave it at that.
Yeah.
Okay. Oilers.
Yes.
This is an awkward thing because as we record this, the Oilers are getting set for their first round series against the Los Angeles Kings. How are you doing? Because you last year were part of this ride. You're the Oilers on maternity leave, a social media manager. And so this year, it's like you're just watching from afar, and it's got to be weird, especially as we get into the playoffs.
It is weird. It's especially weird because playing the Los Angeles Kings in round one is the tale as old as time at this
Again.
point. It's like Groundhog Day.
Yes.
It's such a familiar thing, but again, I'm not involved from a team perspective this year. But I will say I'm actually really looking forward to the playoffs because the past 3 seasons, as I've worked for the team, have been amazing because you're involved in such an amazing run, especially last year. But you don't really get to have a lot of fun. You know, you get to, I'm working through the games.
Yep.
I'm working hours after the game. I'm working hours prior to the game. I don't really get to go out and celebrate Edmonton. And what's amazing about Edmonton when the Oilers are in the playoffs is just how everyone rallies around the team, and you can go to any restaurant or bar or people on the street, and it's just like this fun atmosphere. I feel like I was a little bit sheltered from that because I was just living in the basement of Rogers Place.
You were too close to it.
In a weird way, yeah. And it's amazing to be a part of the team, of course.
Yeah.
But I'm really looking forward to taking advantage of this year and like getting to watch with the family, watch with Leona. Renato and I don't even watch. We hadn't watched a playoff game together in 4 years because I've been with the team so much. And last season I was quite pregnant and was in LA flying there and back for again, it ended in 5 games, which was very lucky because I didn't have to keep going back, but I was there the whole time. So this year it's like, I'll just be watching it on TV. Maybe we'll get to catch a game or two, but it's going to be really, really fun to celebrate with the city instead of celebrating with my laptop.
I get what you're saying in a smaller case, because over the years when I was working at the radio station, I would weasel my way into traveling and going to the games, and whether it was 2006 when we threw the beef and went to all of it. You're right there, but you're almost so close you're not there.
Yeah.
Like you're almost too close.
You're too like in your own, you don't get to take a step back and really appreciate it.
Like if I was back home during that, I would be listening to the radio and all the sports talk shows. I'd be watching all the stuff on television and again, soaking up all the atmosphere in the city. But when you're actually there, you're kind of missing all of that.
Yeah,
It's weird, right? Like even last year, I had a chance. I had tickets, flights to go for Game 7 of the Stanley Cup Final, and I said I booked them. And then as it got closer, I canceled the flight. And it was crazy because so many other people, once there was a Game 7, they found all these different ways and spent thousands of dollars and had to fly for 14 hours to get to Florida. I had the opportunity to go with your mom, and I said, for Game 7, if the Oilers win, I don't want to be there. I want to be in Edmonton. And if Game 7, if the Oilers lose, which unfortunately happened, I don't want to be anywhere near there.
Yes.
Right?
I wonder how you would have felt about it had they won, if you would felt like you were missing out. But
No,
again,
no.
you step onto the street in Florida. Yes, there's a few Oilers fans there.
No.
But if and when they hoist the cup, you want to be in the city and
that's what I
celebrating that
said. Like,
energy.
we were watching the game at Rogers, thanks to you and the Oilers. We were watching, there was a watch party.
Mm-hmm.
And if they'd have won that game, I would still be running. I'd probably be streaking down Jasper Avenue still to this day going the Oilers won. I would have much rather been in Edmonton when they won that game than in Florida where the actual game happened, honestly.
sure.
And I'm not just saying that. So we'll see how things go. At the point of this release, the Oilers have maybe played 1 or 2 games, maybe no games yet.
Yeah, they will have played either one or none. Yeah.
1 or none.
And so, good job, boys, if you won.
Yeah.
We'll get them next time.
Way to
if
go,
you
boys,
didn't.
if the game hasn't started.
Yeah, if you haven't, we're ready.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm hoping it's gonna.
This has been a challenging year with all the injuries and the slow start and all of the things that have happened with the team. It's just, but again, I think a lot of these guys, and we'll see, the proof will be in the pudding. And now we've got some injuries that are going to cause some serious problems. But the proof will be in the pudding. I think they know now what it takes to go all that way. And I'm thinking they've saved some juice for it. But then the injuries, it's all injury based. Last year, they'd have won the Stanley Cup if they wouldn't have had the injuries they had towards the end either. It's just, you got to get lucky to win it at the end. And so let's just hope. Go Oilers, go. Let's go Oilers.
I really, again, I'll say this time and time again, I wanted to put a baby in the Stanley Cup last year.
Yeah.
I will squish Big Leona into that Stanley Cup if we win this year.
She's almost the size of the Stanley Cup now, so I don't know.
It might be a bit more challenging.
I think
but I'm excited to watch and cheer on from afar and wear a jersey. I don't get to wear a jersey when I work for the team.
Right.
And I really want to wear, I'm excited to wear an Oilers jersey.
That's what I love about it, being the size that I am. Jerseys are the most flattering thing a guy like me can wear. So I love jersey and short season, and that's what playoffs are.
Yes. When it's hot in Edmonton and the Oilers, are still playing.
Yeah.
It's the best.
I'll be wearing a jersey and shorts. I don't know. Can I in Tokyo? I'm so nervous now because everybody tells me we're going to Japan with Network Travel, hosting a trip with Edmonton Airports, flying direct. It's going to be incredible, and we'll be there. The next podcast will hopefully be from there, me, that is, and you'll be doing your thing.
I will be here. Yes.
Yeah, but what I was going to say is it sounds like Japan, from what I've heard, is very reserved.
Yeah, there's like some cultural understandings and things that you should and should not do in public. It's a very proper culture and a very respectful culture.
Right.
Very clean, very neat, very polite.
Yeah.
Not words I would typically use to describe my father.
Right.
So it's going to be an interesting mix.
I've heard from people that say you go down to the subway and there'll be a line that says, don't cross this line. And nobody crosses the line.
Yeah.
Like in North America, it says don't cross that line. Not everybody, but a lot of people will say, they're my feet. I can cross that line. 100%. I don't care if I'm going to get run over by the train.
Yeah.
Japan, they follow all the rules. They're a quiet, they're a calm, they're a very reserved people. And I don't know how that's going to go for me. Yeah. I might need to double my medication. Maybe that'll be the only way. But then there's certain medications you can't actually take to Japan.
Yeah.
Like a lot. For one thing, like we were warned by Rick. I've never done, and I don't judge, but I've never done marijuana in my life. But apparently you get caught with the gummies, you're in big trouble there. You can't bring ADHD medication because it has Adderall in it. There's so many different things you can't take to Japan. And
yeah.
So
what is your plan for your ADHD medication?
I haven't been taking it.
Oh, good.
It's firing me up too much. I guess
can't notice.
Doesn't it have Adderall in it or something?
Some.
Speed?
No,
that's what it is.
I don't know.
I mean, I'm no Dr. Fauci here, but I think it does. I think it's got like some speed in it or something.
So you'll be looking all over the place in Japan without your ADHD.
I'll be checking out the cherry blossoms. Yeah, and cheering on the Oilers. I wonder if I can wear I'm sure I can wear my jersey.
You can.
It's not like communist China.
No.
And even in communist China, you probably could wear an Oiler jersey.
I think you're gonna be fine. I think it's just like certain things are less culturally accepted. I don't think you're going to be kicked out of the country.
Right.
And I think you should wear an Oilers jersey in Japan.
And watch the games, because the games will be the next day at noon.
Yeah. A noon Oilers game is great.
Yeah. Have we told the story about our friend Colette yet? Speaking of the next day?
I don't think so.
And time change? You know it.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So we were in Africa last year. Colette, my friend, Colette Heading, if you hear this, please tell her that I told this story on the Talking Scheetz podcast.
We've talked about her before, the Sausage Empire.
She is, part of the Stanichis. Her and her beautiful sister Cheryl and her mom, Bubba Jane. They're good people. Anyway, we're in Africa last year, and the Oilers are playing a game. It's the game to make the 16 game in a row, or tie it or break it or tie it, whatever. 16 in a row wins.
Mm-hmm.
So the game is on at like 5 a.m. the next day. And I'm telling everybody that we're with, I said, okay, I'll have the game. I figured out a way. I got VPN. We'll watch it at 5 a.m. before we head out on our safari. And she says, wait a minute. Colette says, you mean to tell me that the game is actually the day after in Africa? And I said, it is. And she says, oh my gosh. Well, tell Carter what the score was and then get him to bet on the game, and then you can win. And I laughed like she was joking, and then I realized she wasn't. She actually thought that we would get the result of the game in Africa before they would get it in Edmonton, because
you were in Africa. She was jet lagged.
This was like a week and a half into the trip.
It takes a while. You're on the other side of the world. I don't blame her.
I love that, but that's just one of the best stories.
That would be quite a hack if that were
Oh
the case.
my God!
I think I would fly to Africa for every playoff game so that
Super Bowl.
Yeah, you
right?
would figure it all out. It'd be nice to watch it knowing the score, take some pressure off.
They call it the African time machine. So, but anyway, the games will be on at noon. If they're on at 8 o'clock at night, then they'll be on noon the next day. And I'm trying to figure out how I can be watching this and also seeing Mount Fuji and all of these different things. I know they're once in a lifetime opportunities. But
I would say the Oilers playing the Kings in the first round is not a once in a lifetime opportunity, because I've been living it for years now. But you'll definitely be able to, because Japan is so far advanced. Like, maybe you will be able to watch the games earlier because there's Wi-Fi, and that's where all the technology.
AI, Wi-Fi.
We're so far behind them in that sense. I feel like you'll be able to get the game in some Google glasses or something. You'll be able to watch it in your brain.
Yes. Watch it in my brain. I do that every night. But you've always wanted to go to Japan.
Since I was a little kid, I think that Japan just looks amazing. I love the fashion. Like, again, when we're talking about being ahead, Japan is 10 years ahead of us in terms of fashion trends and things like that.
Yeah.
I'm not sure how well I would do shopping there just based on being 5'10", and having a size 8 foot. I think that would be like, I don't know what I would be able to buy. Yeah. But the fashion and the architecture, it just looks so cool. Yeah. So I'm jealous, but I'm also excited to hear about it from you.
A lot of people are giving us like tips on what we're going with the group for about 6 days, and then we got 5 days on our own, and we're going to do Tokyo Disney for a few days for sure. We're going to stay around there. Some people are saying go to the sumo wrestling matches, and I'm like, I probably could get in there and get in on some of that action. Like, it doesn't look like it's painful. Like, I'm sure it is, but I don't know. You just give the guy a wedgie and just like, I think that chubby guys, like, we just get in there and just get rolling around.
I think you would be surprised at how small you are compared to a sumo wrestler.
Yeah, probably.
Like, that's their thing.
Yeah. Well, give me a couple of weeks.
Once you start eating the Japanese food and the egg salad sandwiches from 7-Eleven.
My friend Pat Galenza, again, the instructor to the stars at Nate, he's been to Japan, and I said, how was the trip? He says, Tokyo Disney was amazing. Everything was amazing. But his favorite part of Tokyo was the 7-Eleven. Yeah. And people say they are so bougie. They're so bougie, the 7-Elevens, and they've got this egg salad sandwich for $1.50 that literally, he says, it's got no crust on it. I'm okay with crust, but he says no crust. The bread's incredible, and the egg salad is unbelievable. He says for $1.50.
I've also heard about the whipped cream and strawberry sandwiches. So it's just like white bread, whipped cream. Yeah. I'm on Tokyo TikTok. So TikTok thinks I live in Tokyo because I love Japan, even though I've never been. And so I get all these snacks. I think you're really gonna thrive at a Japanese 7-Eleven.
The snacks will be good. I'm not a fish guy at all, so I don't know how much, like sushi, fish. Bleh.
I think you have to. I've said this before on this podcast. You have to give it a go when you're there, because I think the sushi there has to be next level.
It must be. Tried here. I'll probably have to try it, but my rule is if it doesn't moo, if it doesn't go oink oink, and if it doesn't go bok bok, I'm not into it. So we'll see.
There you go.
We'll see.
I'm excited after or even on the next podcast to hear if you've branched out a
next
little bit.
Podcast.
We'll ask. We'll figure it out.
Yeah, I'll have a lot of thoughts by then. Yeah, for sure. Okay, so Japan, yay.
Everything is getting a fist bump. If you're not watching on YouTube, yay.
If you're not watching on YouTube, you really should. Yeah, and like us and subscribe and do all those kind of things. This would be a perfect opportunity to talk about our friends at Londonderry Dodge. Yeah, you know what? We just can't describe how much we love our vehicles. We released a video of, I released a video, we did it on Talking Scheetz, but of the multi-dimensional vehicle that you have and what can be done in that vehicle if worst comes to worst.
Yes.
Right?
I don't want to go outright and say that this is all we're always doing in the Jeep Compass 2025 Jeep Compass Trailhawk.
Because Mitch and Jamie might take it back.
Yeah, but we went out to a restaurant as a family, watching the Oilers game, and Leona was sitting in the high chair and she was up to doing her business, and she makes it known when she's doing her business.
It's hilarious.
It is. She puts on a performance.
Yeah, she's not a quiet pooper.
No, she's not. No. And we're like, oh, okay, no problem. We're just paying our bills. We're gonna go. We're gonna head out right away.
Yeah.
And so we take her to the bathroom. I take her to the bathroom. I'm looking around. Oh no, there's no change table.
Right.
There's not even a large stall. The sinks don't have a counter. There's really no option here to get rid of this. And I'm not going to put her in her car seat after what she just did.
No, who wants to sit in it?
That's not fair to her.
Not me.
So I think to myself, I got a lot of room in the back of the Jeep Compass Trailhawk.
Yes.
So
yes.
we put down a blanket. Full disclosure, we put down a blanket.
Yeah.
We put down her change pad. There's no contact going on.
Yeah.
But we do a quick pit stop diaper change in the parking lot of the restaurant. It was great. She loved it. It was airy. We had the window open or the door open. She was having a great time. There's just so much room in there.
Yeah.
And it is just a perfect family vehicle if that's what you're looking for.
That's what you're looking for.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's what we're looking for. And it was right beside her car seat dock thing.
Yeah.
There's still room to change a really long baby. She's like 29 inches now.
Yeah.
So
you might have to pay extra for running boards. You don't have to pay extra for a change table.
No, you just pop them in there.
Change tables included.
On the go.
All right. And of course, the beautiful Ram, the classic 1500. I washed that puppy up just a few days ago. It's black and it's beautiful. And I just kind of cruise around with it. And it's awesome too. And Grandpa also changes himself in that vehicle. No, I don't.
No.
Not yet.
At that point.
But it might be coming. Okay, a few weeks ago, you got on some kind of tangent about things, and we never got a chance to talk about spring cleaning.
Yeah, it was definitely me. We asked on Instagram and Facebook for spring cleaning tips because it was the start of spring. I mean, now looking back, there was like 6 false starts to spring, so it's still relevant.
Yeah.
But I was looking for spring cleaning tips, and then you started talking about soccer.
Soccer, yes.
And then we went to Mexico.
Yeah.
And then we talked to Brad Mates.
Yeah.
And then we lost all of these really good tips from these listeners. So I was like, no, today we are sharing the spring cleaning tips.
Yeah. She said, that's it. If not, I'm walking out. Just like I'm walking out if you take anything out of this podcast. Okay. So here's the thing. Spring cleaning tips.
Yes. So I asked on Instagram for your best tips for spring cleaning. And almost unanimously, I got 2 answers.
Uh-huh.
The first one, which...
Okay, sorry. Before you start there, you and I talking about spring cleaning is like me talking about quantum physics.
Yeah.
It doesn't make any sense at all. Like,
no
cleaning in me, and cleaning in me, but cleaning in you. This is almost the time I would let Renato, producer R, on the show because that man has got a lot. And I told him, before you guys got married and you were still living at our house and I was hammering you on your bedroom and he's like, just leave her. I said, yeah, I'll leave her, but it's going to be your problem. And it's now his problem.
Yeah.
So this is the irony of ironies that you're giving cleaning advice.
Yes. And well, that's why we need it.
Yeah, I guess.
That's why we need it. But I will come out and confess on this podcast that I am a messy person.
Oh.
I will say
you claim it's a mental disability disorder.
It's called chronic disorganization.
Yeah.
I'm actually reading a book right now,
yeah.
which is called How to Keep House While Drowning, and it's supposed to be helping me. But I'll let you know how that goes. But I am a messy person. I am not a dirty person. I feel like when people detail being messy, they think of like food rotting in bedrooms and like bugs.
I've seen that in your bedroom when you were a kid.
Well, when I was a kid.
Okay, but not anymore?
It's just clothes. It's disorganized, but it's not gross.
It's not stinky.
No. It's just like I have a lot of stuff and it's hard to keep it. And now I have a kid with a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
I've actually been better since having her because I have to take care of someone else. But we can admit that we are not the primary cleaners in our households.
Right. For sure.
By any means.
For sure. So we need advice, and we're
Yes.
getting it right now.
Yes.
What's the first tip?
The first tip, almost unanimously, when I asked for spring cleaning advice, was hire someone.
Hire a pro.
Just someone else do it.
Okay.
Which isn't the most helpful if you want to figure out how to do it yourself, but I get it. Like, the amount of things you have to do to fully, like, deep clean a house, talking like cleaning baseboards, washing walls, windows, makes sense. There's a pro out there. For your hours, it probably makes sense to.
Right.
I think that there's like a movement of lots of people getting house cleaners.
How often, though, do you spend way more time cleaning your house so the house cleaner comes and you're not embarrassed by what they see?
Well, I think that's the other thing is I wouldn't let someone into my house when it really needs to be cleaned right away. Well, besides you, I don't care about that.
No, definitely not. You don't have a problem with your mom coming, but yeah, okay. All right.
When producer Renato and Mama Care get together, that is a cleaning force of nature.
Yeah.
They both do a really good job.
Renato's good. Renato's good.
He's very clean.
He still doesn't get at the fine tuning stuff that Mama Care would like him to.
She loves, he's looking offended.
He's looking bored is what he's looking.
Yeah.
But okay, so hire someone. What's the other one?
The other one is follow Go Clean Co. Have you ever heard of Go Clean Co?
Go Clean Co?
Go Clean Co.
Go Clean Co.
Yes, this is a lady by the name of Sarah McAllister. She's actually originally from Calgary.
All right.
She has 2.4 million followers on Instagram.
Wow.
And she shares daily, monthly, weekly cleaning tips.
How could there be daily cleaning tips? Like, isn't it just like one day?
I haven't gotten into the Go Clean Co world. I know my mom has. I know that lots of my friends have.
Yeah.
I think from the sounds of it, she's like a guru and a genius. But how many cleaning tips can you really have?
I think you should do Go Mess Go.
Yeah, honestly. That's true.
But okay. So
honestly, maybe we should follow her.
Go Clean Go, obviously. But I mean, what, like, does it clean the toilet one day?
No, it's like different
Clean the
things you
sink
can
one day?
buy, like powdered Tide and like different products. Like she has all kinds of things that she like
Okay.
hacks. Oh, you know how mom got the spraying dish soap, the Dawn pressure dish soap,
It's
Power Wash.
News to me. Okay.
Okay, Renato loves Power Wash.
Yeah.
I think that was like a Go Clean Co. I can't say it,
Tip.
but a Go Clean Co. tip. So Sarah McAllister, we should have her on the podcast. Really, she.
Okay, let's get her. Sarah, if you're listening,
she could help us out.
Go
I
Clean
think.
Co.
Yes, those were the two biggest ones. We're
All
hire
right.
someone, follow Go Clean Co.
Okay.
We got 20 answers of each of those.
Okay.
But our first individualized tip is from Sharon Pollock, friend of the show, friend of the family, family of the family.
Yeah, she's toit. Toit like a toiger.
Our
yeah.
mom's sister, my Auntie Sharon.
Yeah.
She says the first step is to declutter,
Okay.
and I think that that's really where I stop.
Yeah.
I don't even get to that point. That's the real
Are you because you don't want to throw things out, or are you just lazy?
both.
Okay.
Yeah.
At least you're truthful.
What about you? How
Sharon
much-
has a clean house.
you-
Sharon has a clean house for sure, and
Oh, it's always
yeah, it's
that
always
whole family.
yeah, it's immaculate. So I get that.
Yeah.
Clutter. Yeah. No.
I'm taking a lot of heat here, but how much decluttering are you doing?
None. No. I started by saying that I'm terrible. You seem to be kind of defending yourself.
I think I'm not as bad as I used to be.
No, I think you need to first. The first key is acceptance.
Okay.
Okay. I'm getting better. I honestly am. All right.
I'm reading a book.
Okay. Well, that's good. Yeah, you read a lot of books. That's for sure. That's for sure.
Kanga _1975 says use your vacuum cleaner to dust ceiling fans.
Okay.
But I don't know the details of that. Like, how are you getting your vacuum cleaner? I guess it depends what kind of vacuum you have, but it does seem like quite a reach.
We've only had one ceiling fan in our house.
I knew, and how did that go?
It didn't go well. The day we moved in to our other house that now Carter and Helen live in, we had a ceiling fan, and it's got a huge, what would you call that? Vaulted ceiling.
Yeah, it's very high.
Huge vaulted ceiling. Not that it's a huge house, but it's got a huge vaulted ceiling.
Mhm.
And there was a ceiling fan coming down. And you could tell that, when we moved in, you could just see the dust on the top of it. So I go up there with a big step ladder, and I'm going to dust the top of this thing off. And my brother-in-law, Jeff, decides that this is a perfect time to yank my shorts down when I'm on a step ladder in front of the entire family.
So dangerous.
Well, it's just dangerous on about 19 levels.
Yeah,
I could have fallen and paralyzed myself. I had to show my shame. And so as he yanked on my shorts, I grabbed the ceiling fan blade and I broke it off, which normally wouldn't be a big deal,
Yeah.
right? Okay, just get another one. We could not find another one. We ended up just taking the ceiling fan right out
Yeah.
because Jeff yanked my shorts down.
And all of this could have been spared if you had followed Kanga 1975's advice and
Of
used the
using the-
vacuum cleaner to dust the ceiling fan.
No, then I'd have been up there with the vacuum cleaner and he yanked my shorts
But
down.
maybe you don't need a stepladder. Like you just the point is that your vacuum cleaner is tall. Depends how high the ceiling is, I guess.
Yeah, I guess. Then I would have slipped the vacuum cleaner and God knows where it would have sucked onto.
It's still a good tip though. It's still oh my gosh. It's still a good
It
tip.
would have been bad. Anyway, shout out to Jeff. I think he's the last family member we haven't mentioned. Okay, what did Samantha say?
Yeah, Samantha Watomniak said, "Don't be afraid to donate clothes and home decor you no longer like and use."
Yes, I've got no issue with that.
Yeah, me either. We've talked again about my postpartum journey, clothes not fitting, things like that. I just got rid of like 8 bags
Yeah.
of clothes, which speaks to how many clothes I had
Too
previously. Too many.
8
I still
bags,
have too many,
Yeah.
but I just got rid of them. I don't feel bad about that.
No,
Yeah.
and donating them, awesome.
Yeah.
Great thing to do.
Yeah.
Okay.
K. Burnett said, "Powdered Tide with hot water to clean the walls and baseboards." I think that's a Go Clean Co tip.
Okay.
A powdered Tide is like a hot item, and it's hard to find sometimes.
Okay.
And so you mix it. It's supposed to be to clean your clothes, but you use it to clean the baseboards and the walls. It is satisfying for sure.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I know there's those. You're supposed to do that kind of stuff.
Yes.
Okay. All right.
It is kind of a joke, like
Yeah.
us doing this and like acting like we know things about cleaning. But it's supposed to. I thought it would be a good exercise for us to learn.
All right.
S_Duperon23 says registers and light fixtures can go in the dishwasher.
Okay.
I thought that this one might be one that you would be able to
I
do.
like putting things in the dishwasher.
Yeah.
That's one of my favorite things to do.
In our household, I often load the dishwasher, but then I go when I go to unload the dishwasher, it's completely different than when I loaded it. So there's definitely some. I think there is. He reloads the dishwasher in a way, and I think that probably happens to you too, where we
Yeah.
don't do it maybe up to the standards of the other people in our homes.
You've heard of Go Clean Go?
Go Clean Co.
Go Clean Co?
Yeah.
It's called OCD.
That's what he has. Yeah. But I do. Yeah. So maybe registers and light fixtures can go in the dishwasher. That's good to know.
Okay.
I'll put them in and then they'll be put in again in a
That's a
different
great
way.
idea. Yeah. No,
Anything that can just go in the dishwasher or the washer is the best. I always say, my only tip is that everything should be washable in the washer or dishwasher. Like I don't like dishes that can't go in the dishwasher. I don't like clothes that can't be washed because it's just
Right.
like just pop them in.
Right.
That's my tip, I guess.
Okay. Cool.
We're finishing off on an important tip from someone in the family.
All right. Who's this person?
Our mother,
Uh-oh.
my mother,
Uh-oh.
your wife, Karen. Her tip is marry someone clean.
Marry someone clean. Because she sure did. She
Yeah.
sure did.
Yeah.
No, she didn't.
No.
Yeah. And neither did Renato.
No.
And neither did Helen with Carter.
No. Maybe our mom was so clean
I
that
think
everyone
so.
else in the household was just kind of like, well,
Yeah.
just mail it in.
It's like she'd never fallen for my idea. Why make the bed? You're going to crawl in it again. I don't understand. And then put the pillows on the bed. Nobody's coming in the bedroom. Like, just leave the pillows where they were. It's an extra step in life. Life is too short for these extra steps that aren't needed.
But it is so nice at the end of a long day to get into like a freshly made bed. If you've washed
Okay,
the bedding,
I'll take the
you're-
make the bed, but I don't think the pillows need to go on it unless I don't know when the pillows ever. I don't think
you mean
pillows.
like the throw pillows?
Yes.
Like extra pillows.
Yeah, no,
not the pillows you use.
Of course, you need the pillows, but I'm talking about the decorative pillows and decorative towels. Like, what is
You're
going
over it.
on? Yeah, I want the stuff that you need, and that's it.
That's your tip.
Yeah.
Get rid of the pillows. Get
Yeah.
rid of the towels.
Shout out to Alberta Dreams. We did an incredible story. Alberta Dreams, the organization that I work for, is doing amazing things. Again, over 320 communities across the province in almost 40 years. Just this week, Little Link. You love that name. Link. It's Lincoln, but they call him Link.
And that's so cute. Yeah, it's a great nickname.
Born with a very serious brain challenge. It was a challenge, but Dr. Aronik and many of the doctors at the Stollery saved his life and made his life so much better. He's 12 years old now. He's doing incredibly well. His Alberta dream was to actually provide gaming consoles for kids at the Stollery Children's Hospital and the Alberta Children's Hospital in Calgary because he said he doesn't want them to be bored. He loves video games. He wants them to have video games. That's the kind of things that happen at Alberta Dreams. And then there's other dreams where kids are going to Disney World and just all sorts of amazing things. Owen, my buddy, he's 14 years old. Yeah, 14 years old. And he has a very severe Crohn's, like very severe. He's had operations. He's many, many surgeries. And he wanted to be a chef. So this past week, we went to Nate and witnessed with Alicia, my friend from the Alberta Dreams, him actually live out his dream with Sean from Foxburger.
Oh, Foxburgers are delicious.
And Karen from the Nate Culinary gave him a chance to be a chef and kind of experience that. And it was really cool. And he also went to West Edmonton Mall for a overnight and a play stay and shop. And anyway, Alberta Dreams does all these great things, but we need money to do it. So that's why we're holding our concert for the Love of Country, which is coming up on May 9th. Get your tickets now. We still need to sell some. And they're $49.49 plus service charge. And we've got Doc Walker, Brad Mates, Tebe, who's going to be our guest next week on this show, right?
Or maybe the week after.
Or the week after.
Yes.
Right, because
next week you're going to be in Japan. You're so far in the future that you're thinking that it's not even going to happen.
I've already done the time change.
Yes, you're like, oh, next week. Next week is 2 weeks in the future in Japan.
Morgan Cliver, it's just going to be an incredible show. Get your tickets now at Ticketmaster and help out Alberta Dreams. If everybody that listens to this podcast gets a pair of tickets, we would sell out 3 or 4 times over.
Yeah,
right.
That would be awesome.
Right.
Yeah, and it's going to be. I think that when you start thinking about the discography of some of these Canadian artists and the songs that I'm looking forward to singing, like it's going to be a great night.
It's going to be,
and it's going to be just the hits. You know, everybody's going to be playing their bangers.
And we talked about this. Every artist will want to be the best artist of the night. Yeah. So there'll be this inner competition between all of them, right? And we're going to celebrate Canada and Canadian country music and raise some money for Alberta Dreams. Get your tickets now. Again, we would love for you to come May 9th. And you're not going to regret it. You're going to regret it if you don't come. Yes. Because you're going to hear about it after and you're going to be like, oh my gosh. Yeah. Why didn't you tell me?
At Midway Music Hall.
Yes.
I don't know if we said that, but yeah.
We did.
Oh.
Maybe not.
It's so hard to say. You're not on your ADHD meds because you have to wean off them for Japan.
Exactly. Okay. I think we've done a whole lot of nonsense. We didn't pick on the producer very much today,
he looks sleepy. He's tired of not being mentioned.
I'm going to have to carry him up the stairs.
He does look tired.
Piggyback him.
Next time we see you, you'll be in the future.
I'll be in the future in Tokyo.
Even when we got nothing to talk about, there's nowhere I'd rather be. 'Cause there's something about you and me just sitting around talking Scheetz.